We are in Umbria,
the green heart of Italy.
From Spoleto to Assisi.
This is San Francis Cathedral here. This dates from the 1200s.
We also visit Spoleto, another Umbrian hilltop town of winding streets, spectacular views.
Trying local Montefalco wine. Spoleto
is best explored by escalator.
Enjoy Umbria with us.
Whoa. Is he gonna try to go down here? What is he doing?
But beware of the Fiats.
This is big.
And small travel.
We're in
Assisi.
in Umbria in Italy.
And
In
Spoleto.
Umbria in Italy.
we're excited to be in Umbria again. Places like Spoleto and of course the popular Assisi.
These are the types of views you get. The fog resting over the Umbrian countryside there.
We are in Italy. Umbria is the only landlocked region in the central part of the country, bordered by Tuscany, Marche, and Lazio. We were driven to Assisi, but you can take a train as well. We take a train to leave later. We are big.
And small travel.
We are in Umbria again.
The capital of Umbria is Perugia, and we did a video there already. You can see it here. This time in
Assisi, the town of San Francis of Assisi. Let's go.
Andiamo.
Have just entered Assisi, and this is the Saturday market here. Beautiful day. Assisi, famous for San Francis of Assisi. But we're going to wander this town and explore. We're on Via Luigi here.
Assisi is a relatively small town. You can do it in a day and see the main sites. Seen our video in Perugia. That is the capital of Umbria. We are not too far from that here in Assisi. There's some similarities that it's a hilltop town. Amazing pathways going up and down this town. I'm going to keep going up here.
The earliest people of Assisi were the Umbri, who dated from the 9th to 4th centuries BC, then after the Romans.
Walking in Assisi, you're gaining a lot of elevation. Assisi is 424 meters high, 1,491 feet in elevation. So you're going to be walking uphill a lot.
Assisi is surrounded by some mountains. There's even a little bit of snow on top right now. And it is one of the most beautiful views in the Umbrian Valley. Umbria is just north of Lazio, which is the region where Rome is, and south of Tuscany.
The views in Umbria are stunning. We've been to Perugia, which you can see in another video, but this is just, I mean, look at this. Watching and looking at the city, above the clouds, above the fog, can't get any better.
We are in Assisi. This is the town that is made famous by San Francis of Assisi, one of the most famous religious figures in Roman Catholic history. The patron saint of Italy, patron saint of ecology and of animals.
This is, of course, a very important stop for pilgrims, and you will probably usually see quite a few people in this town.
This is right in front of the cathedral.
Assisi has been a significant pilgrimage town starting by the early 1200s.
By the 1400s, pilgrims from all over Europe were flocking to Assisi, and it's still a significant Catholic pilgrimage site today.
This is St. Francis Cathedral here. This dates from the 1200s. St. Francis was born in Assisi. Assisi in medieval times was a wealthy town. Why? It was a main route of trade between the north of Italy, Central Europe, Northern Europe, and as well Southern Italy. It was a trade route. So before the bubonic plague, his cathedral here was born into a very bustling, wealthy town.
So the basilica here is split into a lower church and an upper church, and you're going to start in the lower church and move your way up. And you will see some famous frescoes from artists like Giotto depicting the life of San Francesco.
Some very interesting frescoes in there.
It's a Gothic masterpiece.
It is actually a really beautiful church. We are not allowed to take photos or video inside, so you have to come and see for yourself.
St. Francis, when he was growing up, he actually didn't walk by the beggars in the towns, which is
St. Francis challenged the indulgence of the church, the wealthy. He chose to follow Jesus' message of non-materialism by taking a vow of poverty.
the Franciscan order is named after San Francesco, St. Francis, and this created a change in the church.
In every bakery in Assisi, you will see this. It's quite heavy, and this is the famous sweet of Assisi.
In Umbria here, and we want to really show that every town.
What is it called again?
Crociata di Assisi.
Cinnamony, it's raisiny, and we can't place it.
It's not super sweet. It seems like it would be really
Then
sweet.
you have the dry fruits, almonds and chocolate, pistachio or red fruit.
Assisi has a very traditional feel with papal jurisdiction in the past, which you can still feel in many ways.
Rather simple meal, but very good, as typical. I got sausage and roasted potatoes, a little salad on the side. They got something similar, but he's got some lamb in there.
St. Francis of Assisi is attributed with creating the first ever nativity scene in 1223. Our humble Airbnb here.
Our accommodation was located on a side street just off the main road in the historical center and was only a 10-minute walk to the Basilica of St. Francis.
I'm going to say it, explore and get lost in this town.
Behind me is the Piazza del Comune, and this is really the kind of center of town. and that's where you have the Roman Forum. That's become a church, and it makes your way through the town here.
Overview of Assisi, the hillside town. Assisi sits on a hill face. We are above the clouds. We are walking up to Maggiore. Now, it reminds us, if you look at footage now, of our time in Salzburg. There's a unity between not only central to northern Italy, but even between the heart of Italy, which we are now, to Austria and southern Germany because of the strong Catholic presence here. Until you get to more central to northern Germany, and there's less Catholicism.
There was originally a fortress here dating back to 1173, and then it was destroyed during an uprising, but eventually rebuilt again in 1365. And that's pretty much what we're seeing here. Of course, it's been renovated a bit, but it offers beautiful views of the Umbrian Valley.
And Umbria, being near Perugia, is home to a lot of Etruscan history.
The Etruscans created the first great civilization in pre-Roman Italy.
Their architecture, art, and love of wine were highly influential on the Romans.
This is a very impressive defensive fortress, standing in its place for almost 1,000 years, protecting this town of Assisi since the time of St. Francis.
Between the olive trees here, that is the basilica of St. Francis. You'll see Carlo's face here in Assisi. He is known as a saint as well, one of the last saints. Died as a teenager, but during the end of his life he was performing miracles. So he was recently canonized as a saint.
Where are we going, Small?
We are going to a Roman site here in Assisi.
This is the Roman Forum here, Temple of Minerva. This is built in the 1st century BC. The temple is meant to be dedicated to Hercules. So from being a Roman, basically, forum, meeting point, it became a Christian church in 1212, a prison, back to being a religious building in 1456, and today, still a church. Mass was in session.
It looks like there is a mass happening. This is also part of the larger piazza here, kind of the central point of Assisi.
Oh my God, I gotta go. No, this is not gonna work with big. This is not a Ferrari, this is a tiny, classic Italian car as well.
Fiat 500.
Wander the alleys, especially in a town like Assisi, or...
Whoa. Is he gonna try to go down here?
Maneuvering down a stairway, the raw power of a Fiat, an older one, will surprise you. Move over, Ferrari.
You may notice that there's a lot of uniformity, this kind of pinkish, yellowish stone. You'll see this throughout the town. And there's a car behind Big.
Oh, oh no. Narrow streets.
So yeah, the whole town is very well preserved. The Vatican has a little something to do with that.
Yes, a unifying force here. Too good to preserve the history here.
This is the church of Saint Chiara, or Clare of Assisi. She was one of Saint Francis's first followers.
Clare founded a Franciscan order for women that follows Francis's tradition of living in strict poverty.
We came to this town, not by train, but we're leaving by train. So now we're walking out of this beautiful town, through the town, back to the valley.
If you want to get a little walk in, they have a great pathway actually, all the way up into the town. The train station is actually a bit of a walk. It's about 45 minutes.
We took this pathway to the Assisi train station. We have arrived in Spoleto.
We're going towards the center. Walking along what looks like a shopping street here in Spoleto. We are walking around beautiful Spoleto, a town that has history going to the 7th century BC. Thing is, I'm not going to stay on the street too long because it is busy.
To Spoleto.
Fountain of the Big Mask from the 17th century.
Yet another reminder to walk around because Spoleto has a lot of Roman ruins.
The capital of Umbria is Perugia, and we did a video there already. You can see it here. In Perugia, they have a chocolate festival every year. This region, it's best to get the hot chocolate, especially when you're here during the winter time. Cioccolata calda, hot chocolate, and this is really thick hot chocolate.
Vi faccio spazio.
It is harder and harder in this increasingly global world to find local towns, small towns, with local flavor, and Spoleto being a very Italian town. Small is levitating in Spoleto, and it does remind us a little bit of a town we have not yet shown on this channel called Ancona, and if we have, then enjoy that video. A great lively center. Let's go down and check it out. The Romans came to Spoleto in 241 BC, and you still see a lot of buildings that date back from that time period here in Spoleto.
Spoleto has a very long history dating back to the 7th century BC at least, and then it was an important Roman colony. And we are very near a Roman theater.
A Roman amphitheater. We're only about an hour and a half, 2 hours from Rome. So Rome is very near. The Umbri, very related to the Romans in proximity. Right behind where we are staying.
Spoleto became Spoletium in 241 BC when it became a Roman colony, and a pretty intact Roman theater here in the center of Spoleto.
The valley here in Spoleto. This was a area that was appreciated by the likes of Michelangelo, Vasari. If there's something to sum up Spoleto, it's this shot here. The clock tower, the church, the fountain, and the Carabinieri. Buongiorno. This bridge dates from the 14th century, and we are just enamored. Ponte della Torre.
This is that spectacular bridge. This is Saint from the 13th to 14th century. So it is 80 meters high and 230 meters long.
Beautiful, this bridge. You go across the bridge, you're across from the fortress. This does show the papal state power of the time because this was all entrusted, erected, put together by the popes. The defensive walls of Spoleto date from 1362. As it very boldly said, it was the papal state, the church, that put this together in 1362, and it's still standing and still being very well maintained. We cannot get enough of the ponte, the bridge here on.
This is Ponte della Torre, and it's a bridge that connects these two fortresses. It's over a steep ravine. Used to be an aqueduct. Andiamo. Business idea here in Spoleto. I mean, come on, this is a perfect bungee jump spot.
And we are being facetious, we are joking, we stress this. Behind me is Rocco Orbonoz. This is the defensive fort, also from the 14th century, the same time, connecting to this beautiful bridge. You can walk around this for free. There is a paid museum though.
You'll actually see a lot of hiking signs here. So we're not too far away from Assisi, so there are different pilgrimage routes throughout this area, and you can really wander. It looks like we could keep going up here. We're a little short on time.
A lot of pilgrimage points and routes here.
This is Piazza del Mercato, and there's quite a few bars here. But we are hungry. Wow, this was a good deal and really good pizza.
Focaccia pizza time. We got something with porcini, radici, and you got?
Radicchio.
Radicchio, sorry.
This is a type of brie with friarelli and salsiccia.
Okay, I know this much. This is pancetta. Schmort says some sort of cheese. Look at this. I know it's something you expected here, but yes, it's damn good, the pizza here.
And how much
the
was
best.
that?
In €1.90, so this would be a little over $2 USD. We actually stayed in a hotel here in Spoleto. Aurora Boutique Hotel. Beautiful views.
This is a studio room, so you get a little extra space. Pretty comfortable spot.
Nice touches. Part of the experience.
This is the Boutique Hotel Aurora, and it is right smack dab in the center of Spoleto. And you can actually book the spa room.
The private jacuzzi is charged per hour per person. As well, you get chromotherapy.
And it's a nice little relaxation time, especially when you're traveling and walking around a lot, as we are doing here in central Italy.
Not a bad breakfast. We're at the Boutique Aurora Hotel.
See. Hello. We are in Spoleto. What is the best thing to see in Spoleto?
So the best thing in Spoleto to see is the church, the main cathedral here in Spoleto, and the castle that you will find on the highest part of the city. It's the Albornozian castle. And then just walk around here.
Perfecto.
Now time for some wine. Umbria is home to native red grape Sagrantino as well as Sangiovese.
Everything here is Umbrian, including the wine, the pecorino, and there's also a local salami on here.
Always good with wine in Italia.
this here we have the soup of the day. It's vegetables, mushrooms, and potatoes, and lots of olive oil on the top. And this is a tagliere, which essentially means cutting board. And there are meats and cheeses on there. That's it, with the local Umbrian wine.
So we're having local wine. This is the Montefalco wine here in Umbria. It has a very interesting kind of little fruity, slightly spicy finish.
This is Spoleto's subway system. Escalators.
It is. Behold.
The Duomo behind me. This town is full of beautiful viewpoints. And you'll see the Piazza del Duomo. This is big, open space with, of course, a long staircase behind it.
The Spoleto Cathedral was created in 1821 as the Archdiocese of Spoleto.
Well, one of the first churches in this spot might have been way back in the 900s. And this restored church actually has a 12th century mosaic on the facade.
The mosaic dates from 1207. Cathedral of San Filippo Neri. This is from 1640. In a Baroque style. A little bit of Gothicness in there.
When you come to Spoleto, you might notice a lot of posters for the Spoleto Festival, which focuses on dance and theater and art. And the first one was actually in 1958. And there's actually a sister festival in Charleston in the US.
Many people are curious about Umbria, especially Spoleto and areas around, for staying long term, maybe even buying here. And honestly, this is about as authentic Italy as you can get. We're in the right smack in the center of Italy as well. Middle Italy, if you can say it, right?
You do need to know some Italian.
Yes.
There's a little bit of English here, so do know that. But you are actually on a direct line to Rome, which is about an hour and a half by a train. So that is very nice if you are thinking of using this as a hub. You're also surrounded by really beautiful landscape. Umbria.
Yeah, you're at the foothills of the Apennines Mountains, so you have a lot of nature around. And like Small said, you're connected to Rome, only about an hour and a half. So this is a really good location in the center of Italy.
Unlike Tuscany, Umbria is a little quieter, a lot more space.
And better managed.
If you're looking for something a little bit off the mark, at least for a certain group of people.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. If you've been to Umbria, please leave a comment.
And leave us a like for this video. Let us know if you want to visit Spoleto or Assisi.
Grazie.
Ciao.